Okay, dear students, welcome to Sri Ramanuja Vidya Mandir. So this is lecture number 2 in kinematics. Okay, so in lecture 1 we have started kinematics. We have seen what are the different terms and what are the different types of motions. Okay, and also we discussed distance and displacement. Okay, so today we are going to continue from the topic of distance and displacement, where we have done some problems also in the last session. Okay, so today we are going to continue some more problems, and we are going to finish this topic of distance and displacement. Okay, students, this is where we ended in the lecture number 1. Okay, so suppose let us say this is a cricket ground. Okay, where suppose let us say Sachin Tendulkar is playing here. Okay, let's say his name is A. Okay, now let's say the pitch length is 50 meters. Okay, and now if the Sachin goes for one run, okay, that means he'll start from here A and go towards B. Okay, so now in this one run he has covered how much distance, students? Last class we discussed. Last class was an interactive session, so I could easily ask the students and bring out the answers from you, but this is a recorded session, so we'll just continue. Okay, so what is the distance covered? So distance covered will be 50 meters. And what is the displacement covered? Displacement covered is also 50 meters, but in which direction, students? Because displacement being a vector, we should always specify the direction. So 50 meters towards right, 50 meters towards right. Okay, students, so this is how we should write the displacement. Okay, same 50 meters, here also 50 meters, but direction is mentioned. Okay, suppose second case, students, where suppose if he takes 2 runs, students, that means he starts from point A and goes like this and then comes back to the same position. Okay, students, so he takes 2 runs now. Now what is the distance covered, students? What is the distance covered? Distance covered is equal to, now distance covered is nothing but the total path, total length of the path traveled. Okay, that means he has covered 50 meters for one run, another 50 meters for one run, for the second run. So that means total distance covered will be 100 meters. We just have to specify the magnitude only, because distance being a scalar. And now what about the displacement? Displacement being a vector, we should also specify the direction apart from its magnitude. Okay, so what is the magnitude, students, here? Now he is coming back to the same point. Okay, he started from here and came back to the same point. So that means the starting point and final point are at the same point. So therefore displacement is 0. Therefore displacement is how much, students? 0. Okay, so from here we can say that the distance and displacement are sometimes equal and sometimes they are not equal. Here you can see they are same, distance and displacement are same. Here also 50 in terms of magnitude. I mean to say same means in terms of their magnitude. So here also 50 meters, here also 50 meters. Okay, whereas here 100 meters and 0 meters. So that means here one important point we should note down is that, students, the distance and displacement, okay, students, here you should write down this note, very important point, that distance and displacement will be equal. Distance and displacement are equal when, students, are equal only if the body doesn't take U-turn. Are equal only if the body doesn't take U-turn. If the body doesn't take U-turn, as long as the body doesn't take U-turn, once the body takes U-turn, distance and displacement are different. Just like here you see he has taken a U-turn here. This is called as U-turn. So therefore distance and displacement are not same. But here in the first case, the body has not taken U-turn. That means he has not taken U-turn. He just started from here and finished here. Okay, so therefore this is a very important point, that distance and displacement are equal only if the body doesn't take U-turn. Okay, this is a very, very important point, students. Okay, next Now some more important concepts also we'll learn through the same example. Okay, just I'll take the same thing. 1 minute, students. Okay, now see here, students. Now for example, suppose let us say, okay, suppose let us say this is the Sachin Tendulkar, correct or not, students? Okay, now suppose let's say now here there will be wicket keeper, correct or not, students? Here backside somewhere wicket keeper will be there. Let's say the distance is maybe 5 meters, let us say. Okay, students. Now suppose for example, okay, now we are taking reference as this one. This is called as reference. This is like origin. This is like what, students? This is like origin. This is like origin. Okay, students. So now suppose for example, let us say just for some reason he just want to tell something to the wicket keeper. So what he will do? He will travel in this direction. Correct or not, students? He will travel like this and then goes towards left side and meet the wicket keeper and he will say something. Now what is the distance and what is the displacement? What is the distance and what is the displacement? Okay, students. So now let us see. Distance is equal to how much, students? 5 meters only, because we discussed already in the differences between distance and displacement that distance can be only positive. It can be never 0 or negative. Okay, students. So therefore distance is 5 meters and displacement is equal to, what is the displacement here, students? Displacement is, shall I write 5 meters only? Because the body doesn't take any U-turn. Here he has not taken U-turn. Is it correct? No. Because here he is traveling towards left side, we should write minus 5 meters. We should write minus 5 meters, or we can also write down as 5 meters towards left. 5 meters towards left. Okay, students. So this minus, as I told you in the last session, sign convention for displacement. If you take towards positive, towards right side from the origin, you should take positive, and if it is if you are traveling towards left side from the origin, then you should take it as negative. Okay, students. And similarly, if you go above, then it is positive. Just like in mathematics, you have a topic called as coordinate geometry. Okay, so above x-axis is considered positive and below x-axis is considered as negative. Same way, right side of y-axis is considered as positive, left side of y-axis is considered as negative. Okay, students. So this is how we should measure. Okay, students. So now next another thing, students. Suppose let us say if he travels from, suppose let us say he has traveled from, suppose let's say he has started from here. Okay, he has gone like this. He has taken one run. Okay, students. Now he has completed here, and for some reason he just traveled like this 2 meters and then again came back to here. Okay, students, 2 meters. Okay. Now what is the total distance and what is the total displacement? What is the total distance and what is the total displacement? Now distance. What is the distance, students? The total length of the path. How much he has traveled? Already the pitch length is 50 meters. Plus he has traveled 2 meters this side and again 2 meters here. So 50 plus 2 plus 2, that is equal to 54. 54 meters is the total distance traveled. And what about displacement, students? Displacement is nothing but the shortest path between the starting point and the final point. This is the starting point, this is the final point. So if you draw a line like this, arrow is towards right side and the distance is 50 meters. So 50 meters towards right or plus 50 meters towards right. Okay, students. So if you observe carefully, distance can be greater than displacement or equal to displacement. Here you can see, students, distance can be greater than or also equal to, as I shown you in the previous slide. Okay, so here one important point you should also note down, that distance can be either greater than or equal to displacement. So distance is greater than or equal to displacement. Very important, students. It can be never less than displacement. Distance will be always either greater than or equal to displacement. So this is one important point, students. And displacement can be negative also. This point also I told you. Okay, displacement can be negative also, as I shown you here. Displacement can be negative also. Displacement can be negative, okay, or 0. I shown you in the previous slide. It can be 0 also. Okay, so these are the important points regarding distance and displacement, students. So distance and displacement are equal only if the body doesn't take U-turn. Okay, and the distance will always be greater than or equal to displacement. This relation is very very important, students, because in the next topic, that is called speed and velocity. Okay, so speed is nothing but distance by time, velocity is nothing but displacement by time. So there also the same relation is also true, where the speed is always greater than or equal to velocity. Okay, students, so this is a very very important point. And displacement can be either negative or positive or 0. Okay, students, so I hope you understood this one. Okay, so now another example. Okay, students, suppose let us say students, okay, there is a circular track. Okay, students, now in this track, suppose let us say the radius of the circular track is, let's say r. Okay, students, suppose let us say this is r. So that means the radius will always be at any point, the radius will always be how much, students? The radius will always be r. Okay, students, so here also this is nothing but r. Now suppose let us say, students, a body starts from here, okay, and then goes like this, and then reaches here to the point B. Okay, students, he is going like this, and then reaching point B. Okay, students, reaching point B. Okay, in this direction. Now tell me, students, what is the distance covered and what is the displacement covered? What is the distance covered and what is the displacement covered? Here slight mathematics is required, students. Okay, I'll explain. Now what is meant by distance? It is nothing but the total length of the path traveled by the body, which means this pink color is the total length of the path, actual path traveled by the body. Okay, and what is meant by displacement? Displacement is nothing but the shortest length from the starting point to the final point, which the body may travel or may not travel. Okay, students, here the body is not traveling along the displacement, is actually traveling along the circular path, but there is a displacement, a shortest path. Correct or not, students? So what is that shortest path? This is the shortest path. Okay, students, this is the shortest path. This arrow is very very important, students. Why? Because displacement being a vector, this arrow is very very important. If you start from B, the arrow would be towards A. Okay, students, so this is how we should draw the displacement. Okay, now we just have to find out what is the length of this pink color path. Distance means length of pink color path. Okay, students, and what is meant by displacement? Length of the white color arrow. Okay, students, so that is how we should find out. So now let us see, students, out of these two, which one is very easy, students? I hope you know displacement. Why? Because this being a right angle triangle, this angle is how much, students? 90. So this is a right angle triangle. Let us say this is O. So OAB is a right angle triangle. Correct or not, students? So let us calculate first displacement. OAB in triangle OAB. Okay, I already know two sides. OA is R, OB is R. So what is the third side? AB, which is nothing but hypotenuse. So therefore AB which is nothing but our displacement is equal to root over r square plus r square according to Pythagoras theorem. So that is equal to 2 times of r square, which is equal to root 2 times of r, root 2 times of r. And of course at an angle of, this angle is how much, students? 45. Okay, this angle is also 45 because it's a right angle triangle. Two sides are equal means two angles also will be equal. Okay, students. So you should say that the displacement is root 2r at an angle of 45 degrees. Okay, students. Now coming to distance is very, very important, students. Okay. Now how to calculate this distance is, this distance is nothing but, okay, students, this distance is nothing but this length, this arc length. We call this as what, students? Arc length. This is called as arc length. This is called as arc length. How to calculate this arc length is nothing but, suppose let's say if you write this as S, okay, students, and let us say this is R, and this angle is, suppose let's say theta. So this arc length S is given by R times of theta. This arc length is given by S is equal to R times of theta. Some of you may be knowing also how to find out in a sector arc length is given by R times of theta. This R is the radius, theta is the angle made. Here, of course, theta is here is 90 degrees. And remember, students, this theta should always be measured in radians. This always should be measured in radians, not in degrees, not in degrees, not in degrees. Very important, because many students make a mistake here. They'll just directly substitute 90 degrees. No, you should always substitute the angle in radians. And of course, you know how to convert from degrees into radians. Okay, so here suppose let us say this is R. Okay, and what is this 90 degrees, students, in terms of radians? Pi by 4. Okay, if you know if you don't know the conversion is 360 degrees is equal to 2 pi radians. This is the conversion, students. 360 degrees is equal to 2 pi radians. Now I want 90 degrees. So for 90 degrees, how much, students? 90 degrees is equal to 2 pi by 360 into 90. So therefore this 2 will get cancelled. That is equal to pi by 4. Okay, students. Sorry, pi by 2. Pi by 2, students. This is equal to pi by 2. Pi by 4 is 45. Sorry. Pi by 4 is 45. So therefore this is pi by 2. Okay, students. 9 4s and 2 2s. Okay, students. So therefore pi by 2. So therefore the arc length or the distance covered is pi r by 2. And this is the distance. Unit is meters. Of course, pi value here you should take it as 3.14. Suppose if you are asked to find out the numerical value of this arc length, then pi value should be taken as pi is equal to 3.14. Okay, students. This is the magnitude of the numerical value of pi, 3.14. Okay, students. So I hope you understood how to find out the distance and the displacement if the body has traveled along a circular path. Now it doesn't matter whether you cover 90 degrees, 45 degrees or 180 degrees or 270 degrees, because the formula remains the same. Okay, the formula is r times of theta. So theta may vary. Okay, r will not vary as long as you are traveling in a circular path. Okay, so this is how we calculate. And how to calculate displacement also, it depends on the angle covered. Here it's a very simple angle, 90 degrees, so therefore we can use directly the Pythagoras theorem. Okay, if the angle would be some other angle, suppose let's say 60 degrees or 30 degrees, then you may have to use some other rules of algebra. Okay, students, there are many other rules how to find out third side. If you know two sides and one angle, how to find out third side. Okay, so little mathematics will be involved while doing these types of problems. Okay, students. Okay, next we are going to see another important model. Another important model. This is very, very important. Another important model, students. This is very, very important, where we come across in vertical motion. Afterwards we are going to study kinematics in two parts. Okay, while we are applying the equations of motion, we will apply those equations in two directions. One is in horizontal direction and one is in vertical direction. And in vertical direction, we'll come across a particular type of model of problems where we have to where suppose let's say there is a tower. In that model, they'll be given a tower of length, suppose let's say 50 meters. Suppose let's say the tower length is 50 meters. From here, the height of this tower is 50 meters. Now, they will be given, they'll give that, suppose let's say a boy is standing at here, at the top of the tower, and then he is throwing a ball upwards. He is throwing a ball upwards, okay. So this ball, what will happen, students? When the ball is thrown upwards, it will travel for some distance, and then at one point it will take a U-turn, and then it will fall down. Okay, this is, let us say, this is called as the ground. Okay, so here they'll ask us to find out how much time will the ball take to reach the ground. Okay, students. So there we'll use the equations of motion, where in the last session we discussed that in the equations of motion, the term S, okay, that S is always the displacement. It is never taken as distance. Okay, so therefore here in this type of problem, we should know clearly what is the distance covered by the ball and what is the displacement covered by the ball. Okay, students. Suppose let us say this is the ball, okay, and let's say this distance is 20 meters. Let's say this distance is 20 meters. Okay. Now here you will be asked to find out what is the distance covered and what is the displacement covered. What is the distance covered by the ball and what is the displacement covered by the ball. This is very, very important, because in the equations of kinematics we should use this displacement. This value only we should substitute. We should not substitute this distance. Okay, students. So now distance means, now students please listen here. So generally we considered the projection point. This is called as projection point. Projection point means it is a point from which the body is projected. Where it is projected, towards which side it is projected? It is projected towards upwards. And some problem it will also be given as projected downwards. And in some cases it will be given that it is projected at an angle. Then it will follow a different path, that is called as projectile path. Okay, that is the next chapter, students. Projectiles, of course, you may not learn in 10th class or 9th class, but definitely you will learn in 11th class. Okay, there is a very important chapter, separate chapter for it. It's called projectiles. Very, very important. It's a very interesting chapter also, that is. Okay, that is only if the body is projected at certain angle. If the body is projected at certain angle, like this. If you project it at an angle, then it will follow a projectile path like this. Okay. Here we are not going to discuss that one. Here we are going to discuss only motion along a straight line. Okay, students. So now let us see. So here the ball is projected vertically upwards. Ball is projected vertically upwards. So here we consider this as the origin. We consider this as the origin. Okay, students. This as the origin. You should consider this as the origin. Okay. Now let us see, students, what is the distance traveled? What is meant by distance? You already know. It is the total length of the path traveled. So therefore, the total length of the path traveled will be this distance. Up to here, let us say this point is C. So B to C, yes, here the ball has covered 20 meters, and again from C to up to this point, let us say this point is D. Again it has covered 20 meters, so 20 plus 20, 40. Then from D to, let us say this is G. Okay, so D to G, it is the height of the tower, which is nothing but 50 meters. So total distance is nothing but 20 plus 20 plus 50, which is equal to 90 meters. Okay, students. And generally students make a mistake that in the equation S is equal to UT plus half times of AT square. Okay, they'll take this value 90 meters, they'll substitute here. Okay, but that is not correct. Okay, students. So there this S represents displacement. So what is the displacement? Now displacement means it is the shortest path between the initial point and the final point. Okay, so therefore our starting point, what is the starting point? B. What is the finishing point? G. So therefore we should draw a line from here like this. Are you able to see, students? I'll take a bigger one, bigger size. Okay, now you can see clearly. So this is the displacement. vector. This is the displacement vector. The length of this pink color arrow represents displacement. The length of this pink color arrow represents displacement. The length of the white color path is the distance. Okay, students. So now what is the displacement here? As I told you, this displacement has to be substituted with sign convention. Okay, students. So here it is now since this is the origin, this is called as x-axis. I'll take another color, red color maybe. This is called as x-axis, and this is called as y-axis. Sorry. Oh, sorry, green color. Another color I'll take, students. Maybe blue color. So this is called as x-axis. This is called as y-axis. Okay, students. So above this x-axis we should take it as positive. Below x-axis we should take it as negative. Now this is the origin, and we are going to measure towards downwards. This is the pink color arrow. So we are going to measure downward. So therefore it should be taken as a negative. Please remember, students, I already gave you the sign convention. Very important. The sign convention is this one. Downwards. This is called as negative. This is called as negative. Okay, students. This is the negative. Okay. Here we are measuring toward downwards. This is called as x-axis. This is called as x-axis. Okay. And this is called as y-axis. Okay. Right side is positive, left side is negative, and this is called x-axis. Upward is positive, downward is negative. Okay, this is very, very important. You may feel that why sir is emphasizing again and again this sign convention, because later on you will do mistakes. That's why here itself you rectify it. Okay, that's why I am giving those models of problems where you will come across afterwards. Later on you will come across these models only. Okay, and there if you know exactly what is the displacement, then it's just an easy thing. You just have to substitute the value and then get the equation, get the quantity which is being asked. Okay, so now here what is the displacement, students? Here displacement is the nothing but the height of the tower, which is nothing but 50 meters only, but minus 50 meters. Okay, students. So this value is what we should substitute in the equation. Suppose let's say you are asked to find out what is the time taken. So you'll use the equation S is equal to ut plus half times of at square. So in this S you should substitute minus 50. We should not take plus 50. Is equal to, because we are taking upward as positive and downward as what, students? Negative. And then of course remaining quantities will be given to us, and of course acceleration will not be given, because we know acceleration in vertical direction is nothing but acceleration due to gravity, which is nothing but g, which is equal to 10 meters per second square approximately. Actual value 9.8 meters per second square. So that's how we'll calculate. U will be given. Suppose let's say u is given as 20 meters per second. So 20t plus half into what is the acceleration? Minus 10. Why? Because that acceleration is also toward downwards. A equal to minus g, which is equal to minus 10 into t square. So you will get any quadratic equation. Minus 50 equal to 20t minus 5t square, which is a quadratic equation. And if you solve this quadratic equation, you will get the time. So that is how we should use these equations. Okay. So to use those equations, you should know these terms. Okay. That's why I'm emphasizing again and again distance and displacement, although they are very simple. Okay. Because you already have studied maybe from 7th class onwards or 8th class onwards distance and displacement, but the sign convention is very, very important when it comes to solving problems. Okay, students, specifically in vertical direction like this. Okay. So that is about regarding distance and displacement, students. So here I am giving a homework. Okay. A man, this is a swimming pool, students. This is a swimming pool. Okay. This is nothing but a swimming pool. This is the swimming pool, students. Okay. So these points are, this point is A, this point is B, this point is C, this point is D, this point is E. Okay, students. And this point is F, this point is G, and this point is H, and this point is J, and this point is I. Okay, students. So total length is from A to B 500 meters. This is 500 meters. This is from B to C is also 500 meters. So that means remaining, and this side CF is totally is 800 meters. That means up to here it is 600 meters, and then from here it is 200 meters. Okay, students. So same way this side also you can measure. Okay, 6 plus 2 800. So the same way here also this is 700 meters. Okay, and this is 600. Okay, students, and this is 200. Okay, and this is 700 meters, and this is 100 meters. Okay, same way here also this total length is the 1000. So up to here G to F is 300, and up to here from H to G is 400, and from here it is 300. So 300 plus 300 600, 600 plus 400 1000. Okay, and here there is okay, students. So this point is D. This point is D. This is the D point. Okay, student. So now here they are asking us. Okay, a man swims in this swimming pool, and he wants to know how much he has traveled. So first they are asking what is the distance traveled between A and C. Okay, students. What is the distance traveled between A and C? Okay, AC distance. Okay, directly you can say from A to C 500 plus 500 1000. Okay, similarly A to F. Okay, you can easily calculate. Similarly A to G. Similarly B to H. Okay, and similarly F to A, and similarly H to A. Okay, so these are all only distance. Okay, students, and if he swims around the pool 4.5 times, how far he has traveled? Okay, that means he starts from here, from point A, and then again if he comes back to point A, that means he has traveled one time. So like that 4 times. 4.5 times he has traveled. How many times, students? 4.5 times. Then how much distance he has traveled? Okay, so I hope you can do this as a homework, students. This is a very simple mathematical problem only. Okay, you just have to as far as distance is considered, you just have to add, that's all. In the next continuation of the same problem, where they'll ask us to find out displacements. They'll ask us to find out what, students? Displacement, and this distance is given as 250 meters, students. This distance is given as 250 meters. B to D is given as 250 meters. Okay, this distance is given as 250 meters. Okay, now after asking about what distance, now they're asking about displacement, students. Now find his displacement between the following points. What is the displacement? Is nothing but the shortest distance from where he started and where he ended. Now first one is A to C. A to C, what is the displacement? A to C, displacement. This is previous one was distance. This is what, students? Displacement. A to C. A to C means see here, students. A to C, very easy, correct or not? From A to C, displacement is directly, that is nothing but how much, students? That is nothing but 1000. Why? Because 500 plus 500, so that is equal to 1000 meters towards right. Okay, students, we are calculating this side. Okay, we are taking this side as right. Okay, then after that next one is what is the next one, students? A to C is over. Next one they are asking A to F. Next is A to G, and next one is B to H, and next one is F to A, and next one is H to A. Okay, students. Okay, so I hope you can do it. Suppose let's say A to F they are asking. Okay, suppose let's say I'll just give one hint. Okay, suppose A to F. So A to F, what is the displacement? So from A to F. A to F means actually if he goes like this, A to B, B to C, C to F, then that is considered as distance. Okay, but now they are asking about displacement. So displacement means what, students? We should draw the shortest path, which is nothing but like this in terms of arrow. So what is the length of this arrow? You can, since it's a right angle triangle, we can easily calculate, correct or not, students? Because this angle is 90 degrees, this side is 1000, this side is what, students? 6 plus 2 800. So therefore the total displacement is equal to root over 1000 square plus 800 square. Okay students, that's how we can easily calculate. Okay, and of course if you know angles and all, then also you can easily calculate this angle being this angle, this is called theta. Okay, so you can easily calculate that angle as tan theta. Okay, where tan theta is equal to opposite by adjacent. What is the opposite angle? What is the opposite side, students? CF. What is CF? 600 plus 200, 800. So 800 divided by what is the adjacent side? AC, which is equal to 500 plus 500, 1000. Okay students, so 2 zeros will get cancelled, so that is equal to 2 4s and 2 5s. Okay, so tan theta is equal to 4 by 5. Okay students, so that is how we should easily calculate both magnitude and as well as direction, because here direction is given by this angle. Okay student, same way you can easily calculate A to G. Next one is A to G. A to G means this point. Here point is given as G here. Okay student, so you should draw a arrow like this. I'll take small size, maybe another red color I'll take. This is called A to G. Okay students, so now you have to calculate this length. How to calculate this length? Take this triangle AJG. Okay, so like this you can easily, this is all mathematics students, it's all about mathematics, it's all about mathematics. This triangle you can take. Okay, so in this triangle, you know AJ length is how much students? 800, because 700 plus 100, 800. And what about the length of JG, which is equal to, here you have to calculate. Of course here directly they have given, this is 300 plus 400, 700. So this is 800. So therefore you can easily calculate under root 800 square plus 700 square. Okay, which will give you the magnitude. And then if you want to calculate the angle also, you can easily calculate this angle as theta. You can take this angle as theta. So tan theta is equal to opposite by adjacent. Okay, opposite is 700, adjacent is 800. So 7 by 8. Tan theta is equal to 7 by 8, or theta equal to tan inverse 7 by 8. And then so like this you can easily solve remaining also students. BH, B is this one, B point is here students, this is called B, and H is where is H? Here students. Okay, I'll take green color. So this BH distance they are asking. So for this you can take this triangle. Okay students, this triangle, this color, and this length, this green color. Okay, this length you already know. This length is how much students? 600 plus 200, 800. Now this length you have to measure. Okay, now this is nothing but how much students? Up to here 500. Correct or not students? Up to here this length is 500. Up to here this they gave us 300. So this will be 200. So this is 200 and this will be 200. Okay students, so this length is 200. So that means this is 200. And this green color, this side length is 800. So therefore 800 root over 800 square plus 200 square. So like this you can easily calculate. I gave you some idea of how to find out the displacements. You just have to find out one triangle, and from the triangle 2 sides you will be knowing, and then third side using Pythagoras theorem you can easily calculate. Same way FA also you can calculate, and then HA also you can calculate. Okay, and then another problem last. He swims from point A to B and then to D. A to B and then to D means here this point. This is A to B and then B to D. Okay. For a chat with his friend, calculate the distance he has swam. Okay. So how much distance he has swam? This is 250 plus 500, 750 directly. And what is the displacement? Displacement means directly join a line. So root over 500 square plus 250 square. Okay. So like this you can easily calculate students. Okay. So I hope you understood this topic of distance and displacement. This is a very simple topic but also very fundamental topic. If you don't understand properly the displacement, later on you'll find it very difficult, in the sense that you'll make silly mistakes, that's all. Okay, you'll take instead of displacement, you'll immediately calculate distance, and then you'll substitute that value in the equations, and then you'll get a wrong answer. In that sense, you'll make a silly mistake. It's not that you don't know what is the distance and displacement, but instead of displacement, you'll directly take the value of distance and then find out, substitute in the equations. Okay, student. So I hope you will not do those mistakes. Okay, please learn thoroughly what is displacement, what is its sign convention, and all. Okay, students. So with this I am completing this topic, that is distance and displacement. So my next lecture number 3, will be on speed and velocity. Okay, students. So I hope you will be waiting for that video. Thank you very much, students.